Yeah, it's true. The MCU has finally cancelled 3 movies in its Phase 5 due to some reasons.
I am inevitable.
Stick to the end of the video to get all the scoops and full details. This is all part of Marvel's soft reboot. I would say Marvel has quite been doing good till its ending of Phase 4. Like if we could remember from Phase 3, the 11 films of the phase grossed over $13.5 billion at the global box office and received generally positive critical and public response upon release. Avengers Endgame became the highest-grossing film of all time, as at that time made some huge money for the MCU and was sure the beginning of Marvel's confidence that whatever they put out there would be a big hit. The viewers and fans would just take it and bring back lots of money, just like movies like Captain America, Civil War, Thor, Ragnarok, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, going on to drop Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, which featured a bunch of weird superhero, or should I say beings, all wrapped together to be this galactic force of crime fighters, which did go out to also becoming a hit and made a whooping $773.3 million and became the 3rd highest grossing movie of 2014.
You're welcome.
With Marvel entering the Phase 4 still full with lots of money and confidence, made WandaVision, which was the first movie of its Phase 4, getting to the end of Marvel Phase 4 with the release of its 26th movie, Eternals, in November, was really bagged with lots of critics. I would say this movie is definitely the worst movie the MCU has ever produced, but I know a lot of fans out there wouldn't root for me and would say, the Marvel, instead. Leave in the comments section what movie you think is the MCU worst movie to ever be released. It's now definitely official that the MCU is letting go of 3 movies in its Phase 5. Which are Eternals 2, Ant-Man 4, and lastly, Captain Marvel 3. Okay, one. For the Eternals, it's a movie I definitely didn't like and didn't see why it needed a sequel at this point. The MCU is looking for a comeback after the numerous flops and criticisms from fans, but I did love a character in the movie, named Black Knight, Dane Whitman, played by Kit Harington. He's a comic character I have always loved, but will definitely not be seen in a solo movie now with the MCU now playing it safe. 2. Ant-Man 4 has been cancelled, which was supposed to be part of its Phase 5, but with all that has happened, Jonathan Majors, who was casting as Kong the Conqueror, been arrested and Marvel firing the actor who is gonna be playing Kong, or this they're gonna be another villain, like introducing Doctor Doom into the Ant-Man universe. There's just so much at stake in this for the MCU to think of a solo movie for the Ant-Man, but would definitely be seen in other movies like an Avengers 5, which would definitely not be named Avengers the Kong Dynasty anymore. 3. The major reason the Captain Marvel 2, which was titled The Marvels, flopped that bad was due to Marvel been at their peak overconfidence era. Like say we could do anything, be as wacky as we want and fans would still come and watch. Marvel turning the plot into a whole secret invasion story, making it as wacky as they liked and even changing the title as I mentioned earlier to Marvels. Like why not? We got all the major characters from the comics all having a little piece of Marvel in their name, like Captain Marvel, Ms. Marvel, and even Monica Rambeau, who from the comics was named Captain Marvel and is the original Captain Marvel, which from some deleted scenes from the Marvels we could see her been called Photon.
You can absorb light. I can see it. And Kamala...
Who's Kamala?
Hi. She can turn light into physical matter.
We would definitely still be seeing all the characters, but not in their own movie, but in a much bigger characters movie. It's all Marvel trying to consider what they call the safest, strongest financial bets. If you've been tracking Marvel hits and misses, these 3 specifically may not come as a huge shock, as something Marvel does not want to invest in from here. All performed poorly, relatively speaking, among critics and at the box office. I think The Marvels was probably the movie alarm bell that set all this off, while the $200 million Secret Invasion was probably the show alarm instead, like it's just all Nick Fury and the Skrulls. Like why? Marvel couldn't spend to increase its budget by bringing in more characters to increase the plot. It was even answers in the Secret Invasion series. It's also important to consider what era Marvel is moving into here. They are about to kick off several extremely important properties from here, namely the Fantastic Four, and then later, their take on the X-Men, in addition to keeping other heroes like Spider-Man and Captain America floating, which is Marvel, Disney now playing it safe. So in that context, slotting in a 4th Ant-Man movie or Eternals 2, which would probably still cost several $100 million each, seems ill-advised.
Important to me that Cap never finds out about this.
She-Hulk does not appear to be getting a second season, as according to its star, Tatiana Maslany, they blew their budget on the pricey, but still bad-looking, effects. Loki appears to be over. There will certainly not be a Secret Invasion Season 2. Disney still has a few questionable shows coming up, like the idea that people will tune into Agatha, a story far away from mainstream MCU territory based on the villain from WandaVision. Instead, they may focus on more street-level, and probably cheaper content like Echo and the upcoming Daredevil revival, which seems wise. So I think we should sit back for Deadpool 3, which is featuring Wolverine's comeback has got fans pretty excited. We can't just wait, and I heard they are through with its production, and I guess the MCU will also focus on the X-Men as part of its soft reboot. Click on the next video right here. Like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell to get new content straight to you. Thank you, grasias.